Okay, it's Monday, February 21st at 5 p.m. and we will call this meeting to order. We want to welcome everyone to our City Council meeting. If everyone would please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Deb.
Jody. Harley.
Here.
Brad.
Here.
Rodney. Tyler.
Here.
Don.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Harley is on the telephone tonight. So I would entertain a motion then to approve today's agenda.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Harley. Harley.
Yes.
Brad.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Actually, across the mayor's desk, I don't have anything tonight. So does the council have anything that you'd like to share? Okay. We'll move into agenda item number 6, an update from the city administrator. Hi, Joey.
Well, must have been a rather slow 2 weeks.
It was.
Not bad either. Other than just kind of a general update on kind of where we're at for budget timeline. So tonight, obviously, we have a public hearing on maximum for some of our tax levies. And kind of next steps for the month of March is at the first council meeting will be setting the public hearing on the proposed budget and then hold that hearing and expect to adopt the budget at the March 21st city council meeting.
Okay, thank you. Move to agenda item number 7. This is the citizens' opportunity to address the council with any item that's not on today's agenda. I don't see anyone here in the council chambers. Deb, is there anyone on the phone? Nothing, nobody there? Okay. We'll move.
Mayor, there's no one trying to speak. I'm monitoring what's on the phone from home.
Okay, all right, good, thank you. We'll move into the consent agenda, item number 8, and that includes approving the minutes from the February 7th work session and city council meeting. Approve the bills to be paid this cycle. Approve a Class C liquor license to the Kossuth County Speedway and Kossuth County Fair. Approve Class C liquor license to Bishop Garrigan for their gala. Approve the department reports as well as the minutes from the various boards and commissions that have met. And approve Jacob's administrator's report.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion from Don, a second from Tyler. Is any discussion? Roll call, please, Deb.
Jody.
Yes.
Harley.
Yes.
Brad.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item number 9 then is a public hearing, and it's 5:05, so we will open that public hearing. This is a public hearing pertaining to property tax levies.
Iowa Code Chapter 3 requires that the city give notice and hold public hearings on proposed maximum property tax levies for certain levies of the city. On the levies identified, which does not include the city's debt service levy, just of note, but the city's tax levy from fiscal year 22 for fiscal year 2023 is expected to decrease to 13.33939, which represents a 2.8% decline and a $101,406 revenue decrease. We have not received any comments regarding the public hearing notice that was published.
Okay. It's 5:06, then we'll go ahead and we'll close this public hearing on the property tax levies. We'll move into agenda item number 10 under new business. This is an ordinance, third reading of an ordinance amending the city code.
This ordinance amends the side yard setbacks for the light manufacturing and heavy manufacturing zoning districts from 0 feet to 10 feet. The setback requirements for the side yard when adjacent to a residential property are different, and those are not changed. And it only affects the side yard. This is the third reading.
Make a motion to waive the third reading?
We have a motion and a second then to waive the third reading. Any discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Motion to approve the third reading?
We have a motion from Brad, a second from Tyler to approve the third reading. Any discussion? Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. One more. Then we need to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
Make a motion to adopt?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adopt this ordinance. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Very good. Motion carried then. That ordinance is adopted. Move to agenda item number 11. This is an ordinance pertaining to 508 East McGregor Street. This is the second reading.
This ordinance amends the property classification of 508 East McGregor from RS60 single family to RM2 multifamily. Just want to point out that my agenda memo stated RM4, but the ordinance is to amend to RM2.
Okay.
Make a motion to waive the second reading?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to waive the second reading. Is there any discussion? Roll call please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve the second reading?
Second.
We have a motion and a second then to approve the second reading. Any discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item number 12. This is the second reading of an ordinance vacating a portion of 100th Avenue.
This is a section of city road just out about east of the airport. Majority of the road is under the county's jurisdiction, but there's a small section under the city's. The vacation is required for the future runway extension project at the airport.
Make a motion to waive the second reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to waive the second reading. Any discussion? Roll call, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve the second reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the second reading to vacate 100th Avenue. Any discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Second reading, that motion carried, so the second reading is approved then. So agenda item number 13, this is a resolution pertaining to property tax levies.
This pertains to the public hearing that we held as part of agenda item number 9. The maximum property tax hearing and resolution, this is the third year that this requirement under state laws in effect. And in short, the intent behind it was to give more visibility to the city's property tax revenues and increases and changes in that from year to year. One of the requirements is that if a city's total levy will be increasing by more than 2%, that requires a supermajority of council approval. For Algona, what we're proposing for our property tax levy and the change from our current fiscal year 22 to fiscal year 2023 will be a decline in the property tax levies by 0.5186, which is approximately a 2.8% decrease in revenues to be collected from these levies.
Move to approve the resolution.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this resolution. Any discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item number 14, this is a resolution pertaining to wastewater facility upgrade.
So this will, should be the final approval for this portion of the loan. But this is, pull up here. Resolution authorizes, approves and authorizes the interim loan disbursement agreement with the Iowa Finance Authority and their state revolving loan fund program of up to $1,120,000. The purpose of the loan is to use for costs related to planning and design for the city's upcoming wastewater project. The loan is a 0% interest rate through 2025, but before then, or at that time, will be rolled into a construction loan and then will be paid off as part of that in the future. The proposed closing date is March 18th.
Move to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this resolution. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item number 15, this is a resolution approving updates to curb and gutter and assessment policy.
So we've been discussing with our Streets and Sewer Committee for a few meetings and then had a work session at the last council meeting on just kind of getting our different policies and practice on how we handle curb and gutter areas of the right-of-way into one centralized document. So that's what this does here. I do just want to clarify, since it's an assessment policy, that we are not planning to assess for any of the reconstruction projects that are coming up, but it does set forth the approach that the city would take if in the future we did elect to assess for the street or curb and gutter. But for these projects as they're planned, I just want to make sure it's clear that we are not assessing for those. The timing of things is more of a coincidence, I guess. Just to give an overview of kind of the general policies, is it allows for assessing for in the future that the council so elects for the cost of curb and gutter on street reconstruction projects. Includes a section in there that allows for special assessment for construction and reconstruction of sidewalks. Also has a section in there for assessment of driveways. And then also puts forth and clarifies parking and other areas of the right-of-way and how those are handled. So right now, we have a number of areas throughout town that either the driveway is just gravel or it's dirt, and when there's a high a rain event or just kind of the typical traffic in and out, that dirt, gravel, silt works its way onto our road, damages our infrastructure, gets into our stormwater infrastructure. So we're trying to look at how we can protect the investment of the city's infrastructure and make sure that we're not unnecessarily damaging it. So it sets forth policies for handling areas within the right-of-way that, as the city, as we work on streets, whether they be reconstruction or mill and overlay or other street improvements where we're doing significant work there, that if there's an existing area that is just a gravel, that would either need to be restored to an area that has permanent vegetation on it year-round, but if it's a driveway, that'd be hard surfaced. So that's what this policy lays out. Instead, it would be a minimum the first 6 feet, or otherwise to the sidewalk if a sidewalk exists. So this would apply, like I said, on Mill and Overlay and other street improvement projects when we go through that, okay, now these are going to be hard surfaced. The policy also allows for for additional enforcement in areas that we've identified as frequent and problematic for runoff. There's a number of those throughout town, so it will be implemented as we work on streets or as there's kind of key issues identified that we need to address sooner than later.
I think it's a good policy to have in place. I got a question on, in number 6 in it. In order to preserve infrastructure investments made by the city, owners should be aware of the following, and then in A of that section, construction of the right-of-way improvements must be completed in conjunction with city projects. The Public Works Director may grant an exception to this if it is determined that construction of proposed right-of-way improvements will not have a negative impact on city infrastructure. So basically, this is just saying that you still have, we're still going to use forward thinking and common sense. Like if something, because not everything is the same, not everyone's drive is the same, and we still need to think outside the box a little bit. So this just says you, Jacob, can still come in and make a decision, or is this?
Yes, so you could still come in and,
Make an exception.
Any work in the right-of-way requires a right-of-way permit. But yeah, you could come in and ask if you want to do work in the right-of-way, change your driveway, add a parking, those options are still there. Mainly, kind of with that, the intent behind that sentence is if we have just poured a new street and then you want to cut into it, you're immediately going to be damaging that. And so that's why it's like, no, if we're doing that infrastructure, if you want any improvements, they need to be done in conjunction of just for both pieces of infrastructure, the better was to make sure that it doesn't damage the street. But then there is the discretion in there that in evaluating the proposal, if they don't think it will damage the street, that or the city's infrastructure, that there can be otherwise improvements.
Okay. Okay.
I'd entertain a motion then to approve this resolution.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this resolution. It's curb and gutter and assessment policy. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item number 16, this is a pay application for the library renovation project.
This is pay application number 11 from Hinkle Construction. The balance due is $39,712.20. Nearly all of the work is for the various mechanical and electrical work that's been done over the last month. The engineer has reviewed and recommends, the architect has reviewed and recommends approval.
I'll move to approve the application.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Tyler, a second from Jody. Is there any discussion? Roll call please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Agenda item number 17, this is a change order involving the library renovation project.
As we moved in there and it got cold, it was realized that the room where the new sprinkler system is fed into the building did not have heat in it, which obviously posed major concern. So with this, they had space heaters running for a while, but this change order approves the addition of a supplemental wall heater to the space in the amount of $1,482.80.
Move to approve the change order.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Don, a second from Jody to approve this change order at the library. Any discussion? Roll call, Deb?
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried, thank you. Agenda item number 18, this is the final notification of vacancy and appointment to the Housing Commission. This is to fill the remainder of Craig Myers' position. Scott Ray has expressed an interest to fill this position until January the 1st of 2023. Scott's involved in housing here in Algona, and I think will be a good fit for this commission, and I would recommend him for appointment.
Move to approve, Scott?
Yep. Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Good. Thank you, Scott, for volunteering to be on this Housing Commission. I think you'll be a good fit there, so. Agenda item number 19, this is the final notification of vacancy and appointment to the Planning and Zoning Commission due to Chris Lucas's resignation.
Kendall Palace has expressed interest in this position. So, as a council-appointed position, correct?
Yep,
I would nominate Kendall Palace.
okay. And his term expires the 1st of January 2023 also, so,
Do we take a second on that then?
yeah. You had a motion and a second from Tyler? Okay, any discussion? Vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you, and thank you, Kendall, for stepping back up into city work. So, appreciate you volunteering and being on board with us, so. Well, good, it's good to be having these boards and commissions filled, so. Agenda item number 20, this is the final notification and term expiring and appointment for the tree board due to Lyle Prunty's term on the tree board expired at the end of last year, and this is also as a council appointment for a 3-year term. Anyone contact anyone about the tree board, or any thoughts there? Okay, we'll keep looking then. Agenda item number 21, this is the second notification of vacancy and future appointment to the Library Board of Trustees due to Dave Skilling's resignation, and this term expires this coming June, end of June, June 30th, 2022. This is a mayoral appointment, and I've been in conversation with Lori Walton at the library to find the best candidate there to the library board. So, agenda item number 22, this is also a second notification of vacancy and future appointment to the Board of Adjustment. And this is also as a council appointment. Jim Busher's term on the Board of Adjustment expired. So this is just the second notification, and maybe we'll have someone in mind then for the next council meeting and be able to appoint someone there. So that moves us then to agenda item number 23, which is discussion on the fiscal year 2023 budget.
I have nothing in particular to share. Just want the opportunity for any outstanding questions on any of the projects or budget items that we have. Opportunity to discuss it. As I mentioned, we will be setting our public hearing on the budget at the March 7th meeting and holding that hearing and adopting it on the 21st. As you can see in the proposed budget sheets that were uploaded, we're still planning on a city tax levy rate of 16.07005, which will, counting in the state rollbacks, will result in an effective tax decrease for multi-residential properties by 5%, effective single-family residential property rate decrease of 3%, and commercial property tax rates or the revenues collected will increase by less than 1%, 0.6% increase. So with the way the rollbacks at this year with residential declining more and multi-residential as well, that kind of shifts more towards commercial, just
Any other questions or discussion there on the budget for Jacob, or? Okay, you good, Jacob, then? Okay. All right, very good. We'll move then to our final item, agenda item number 24, and this involves a closed session to discuss collective bargaining negotiations in accordance to Iowa Code Section 20.17.3. So it is 5:27, and I would entertain a motion for us to go into closed session.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for us to enter into closed session. Any discussion? Hearing none, vote please, Deb.
Jody,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. We'll now enter into closed session, so thank you very much, everyone, for joining us.